Welcome back to my channel, guys.
Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if you won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't.
So today, hey, I'm gonna give y'all the story everybody been waiting on. I'm gonna give y'all the story everybody want to know, the highly anticipated, whatever. But I do not plan on editing this video, so I'm not gonna lie. This video will be, I'll be very open and transparent. I'm starting off from the very beginning. And if I say something, let me do a disclaimer. We all know how babies get here. Y'all seen that thumbnail, y'all read that title. We all know how babies get here. We all know everything like that. So if you don't want to get into that, then you might want to click off. I want you here. I want you here because we finna get deep. I mean, I'm finna talk. Like, so starting off, let's get into it. Everybody wanna know it? Oh, fuck it. Let's get into it. Hold on, y'all. Let me change my settings on my camera. Okay. So we're gonna take it all the way back to the beginning of this year. Yeah, to the beginning of this year. Okay, cool. So, you know, I had been, not everybody, but for the most part, I did a vlog on this. So I got on birth control a few years ago, but I've been on since that vlog. I've been on 3 different birth controls, and deep down, I mean, out of all my birth controls, the worst was Depo for sure. I can't say too many bad things about Nexplanon. I didn't let it do it, you know, whatever. Also, but at the same time, I don't know, I was just having identity crisis or whatever. For some reason, I just felt like, I'm not gonna say I felt like I wasn't myself, but I just felt like, I don't know, I was just tired of being on something or having something in my body, and I just wanted to, like, basically experience life without it. I had missed life without being on birth control, if we being real. So I had to talk to my boyfriend, talk to my mama, told them everything, you know, said I was gonna get off birth control. So I made an appointment to get off birth control. It took like 1 or 2 months. I'm gonna have to fact check exactly when I got off birth control, but it took me it took me a minute for my appointment to come after booking the appointment or like requesting to be off birth control. But let me see exactly when I got off. But yeah, I was tired of it, guys. I couldn't do it no more, honestly. When I say, well, I ain't gonna say I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's just I was tired of it. So a lot of people thought I was getting off birth control because, you know, clearly, if you're not on birth control, you can have kids. And I honestly thought I was okay for a lot of reasons. I thought I would have been okay. Now that I did get pregnant coming off of birth control, I honestly feel like that was because of the birth control. I feel like it was birth control fault. I'm trying to find okay, so I got off birth control in June. Damn, I got on birth control in June and got pregnant in July. Well, I ain't know it was that quick. But yeah, so anyways, that's the little backstory on the whole birth control thing. Because a lot of people were like, I thought you was on birth control. No, I got off that fucking birth control. I'm gonna tell you, and I still recommend, if you've been on birth control, I still recommend you get off. But it took conversation between me and my boyfriend to be on some like you know, this is what's gonna happen. You ain't no more shooting the club up. I thought he understood, but clearly he didn't. And also, it was a lot of, you know, conversations between. It was a lot of people telling me like, "Oh, you gonna get out of work." I hated it. I hated hearing you finna get out of birth control, you're gonna become pregnant. You finna get out of birth control, you're gonna become pregnant. I really didn't. I wasn't ready at the time to be pregnant. It's not that that's what I wanted. Like, if you would have told me, or the people who was telling me back then, like, I know y'all remember how I used to act towards that. Cause it's just, I hated it. I hated the negativity behind it, and I just feel like, damn, like, it's plenty of people who not on birth control who just live their life, but I feel like the people who not on birth control, they just been living their life freely, don't, cause you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't have nothing missing, I don't know, cause I feel like, well, I ain't gonna speak on that, but, bruh. But I mean, I can't say birth control did what it did help out, but I also feel like, yeah, anyways, so we can talk about it another day. Call me if you need to. But so then I'm tired. So in July, okay, cool. I definitely feel like I can go back to the night it happened. Ain't even no definitely. I can't go back to the night I got pregnant. A time was had, and if you were my close friends, then you saw what and it's crazy because I knew a time was had. A time was definitely had. I ain't gonna lie, a time was had that night. So the proof is in the pudding. Goddamn it. But so yeah, that was that. Okay, cool. Then we fast forward to August, or like end of July, August. I was cramping so bad, or maybe it was just all of August. I don't know, but for weeks I was cramping so bad. I was cramping so bad. I hadn't got also my first. Should I say that? It's very common in pregnancy, so I don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all. I had got my first yeast infection, and I was like, what the? Because I never had one of those before, and then on top of me never having one of those before. Well, no, matter of fact, I got my first yeast infection. I had, looked it up on TikTok. Asked ChatGPT. They said get the monostat. Got the monostat. Then when I got the monostat, after I used the monostat, cramps immediately came. I was cramping so bad. It was horrible. So I had thought like I just had effed up my little hoo-ha. I didn't know what was going on. The cramps was just horrible. Okay. Then we go to Florida. I'm dealing with cramps. I'm just aggravated. I should have known I was pregnant when we was in Florida when I slept damn near the whole day too. Everybody was talking about me, it was true. But the whole time I was just like, I thought I was constipated or had a stomach bug or something, because like my cramps was just horrible, and I wasn't pooping either. So it's like maybe I just got to poop. So I was in Florida taking all kind of medicines. Like I was looking up all kind of medicines on ChatGPT, asking my girl like, and she was giving me all medicines, and I would buy them. I was going to the store and I was getting the medicines, y'all. No BS. So fast forward to we going back when we came home on our way home from Florida. I was sitting and I was so uncomfortable, y'all. I was just overly uncomfortable. And it was one day we was in Florida, and I did literally sleep for almost the whole entire freaking day, and I didn't think nothing of it. Hold on though. So I didn't think nothing of it when I was asleep that whole day. But on our way back home from Florida, my stomach just looked like it was overly bloated, and I really didn't eat much or like drink. I didn't have much, but my stomach was just like overly bloated. And I took a picture of it because I thought, what if I'm pregnant? Should I show y'all the picture? I'm gonna show y'all the picture. Cause I'm not trying to edit this video, so I don't want to put pictures. on the I don't want to have to put pictures on the thing, cause yeah. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see, but y'all see, like, this my stomach, and I was just like looking down there, like, what if I'm pregnant? Nah, I ain't think so. I just ain't think so. But I was just like, nah, this crazy. Why my stomach like this? So I had thought of that, and then, but I was like, no, I just got my period, so it's like, nah, I couldn't be. But I did get a period. I did get one period being on birth control. But anyways, so fast forward to moving day in Orangeburg. So when we move in, my dad had blew me, like, he blew me real bad, because he was like, why you want to be out birth control? And it was just like, I just feel like I used to get so aggravated and offended when people would ask me that question, because it's like, at the end of the day, this is my fucking body. So, like, y'all not on birth control, y'all not dealing, I mean, like, if you not on birth control, I don't want to hear it. Like, birth control is not everything, and my boyfriend can tell y'all, like, I feel like he's the only person who really seen what birth control did to me. So, outside of me, and like, I tell people all the time, like, I don't really try to get into it, because it's like, I don't really like to talk about it, if I'm being real. I don't really like, I just be thinking back, and it's like, damn, I did some crazy ass trying to, cause I don't know who. Wait a minute, I don't know who might be watching this video, but I said I gave y'all a warning. But anyways, back to the story. So moving day, that happened, and I was up there, and I just took a nap. Like, I ended up going to sleep out there, packing everything up. And all that sleeping, looking back, all that sleeping I was doing. But yeah, I just took it out, and then as I'm waking up, my boyfriend in my face with a blunt. And what he really woke me up, because it just stank, like, it was stanky, it was funky. And he was like, you want to hit? It's crazy, it's so crazy, because for like the week before that, the week I went to Orangeburg before I moved in, and like stayed in Orangeburg, I did not really smoke like that. Like, I was not smoking. So when I did go, oh my gosh, I'm saying so much. Anyways, I gave y'all a warning. This another warning here. But so yeah, so that week, I really wasn't smoking like that, and like, I just wasn't really like in the mood to smoke. So then he woke me up, and I was like, ooh, that just stank. Like, go away, go somewhere else. So, and then it's just like, I took a nap to feel better, and I woke up still not feeling better. So I just couldn't understand like what was going on. Like, at this point, it had been going on for forever, whatever it was. The crib, it had been so ongoing, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So I hadn't said I was going to doctor's care. No, I said I was going to the hospital. So I had just got up and literally left. I told me I was going to the hospital. I had called my homegirl, and I was just like telling her, like, I ain't feeling good. Like, I'm feeling so weird. Yada, 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 yada. She told me to go to doctor's care, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go to doctor's care. I went to doctor's care, and my insurance didn't cover doctor's care because I was on insurance for whatever. But, whatever. Couldn't go to doctor's care. So I ended up just going to the hospital. I go to the hospital, y'all. When I tell you I was at this hospital all freaking night. I was at the hospital all night long. But what I was looking up in my, since I had that yeast infection, remember I told you I had that yeast infection. Since I had that yeast infection, ChatGPT told me I might have had a UTI. Okay, had a UTI. Then there was like ovarian cyst, a whole bunch of other stuff that they was telling me. So I had went to them. I had told them at the desk that I told them straight up I had a UTI or whatever. That's what I was there for. So they brought me back. They asked me what where I was feeling pain, had some shit I told them, but she was like, where you feeling pain at? So I just told her like the cramps coming from one side of my belly, and she was like, well, you know, like it might just be gas because the way you point at is nothing there. She was telling me like if I would have said right here, it would have been this. She could have tied it if that. Would have said right here, could have tied it, blah, 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 all that. But I had told her, I was like, bro, it just can't, like, it cannot be gas. I done literally did everything. And then at that point I had did everything for gas. I had also took my magnesium citrate, whatever the fuck it's called. I had took that. So I had told her, I was like, at this point I had did everything for gas. It just can't be gas. And if it's gas, like, we got serious issues, because I can't, like, I just can't take this no more. And so she was saying, you know, she finna text me. They did. I still to this day can't remember which came first. But it is important to know which one came first, because whichever one came second, and that's how they figured out I was pregnant. But they made me do the wet swab and a urine test. So when they did that, one of them came before the other, but I did both of them. So they were trying to test me for the urinary tract infection. Didn't have a urinary tract infection. Didn't have, they said they didn't see any yeast. Nothing. So I was like, well, ovarian, they did, and they did blood work too. But I was like, ovarian cyst. I was telling them, like every time they would come back and say it ain't that, I would look up something about ChatGPT, blah blah blah, and then I would tell them, go test me for this, and then they'll come back and say it ain't that. I was like, blah blah blah. Go test me for this. They'll come back and say it ain't that. I was like, blah blah blah. Go test me for this, and they'll come back and say it ain't. So what the fuck? So then the last time before they came back for the last time, they took and mind you, my boyfriend was here the whole time. So it's like they took so long. They took so long to come back. So I'm getting impatient now. I'm getting scared. I'm like, they finna tell me I'm finna die. I just knew they was finna tell me I'm finna die. Or something, because they took so long to come back. So, excuse me. I had told him, like, I just knew they was finna tell me I was finna die. So I told him, I was like, go charge our phones up or something, because our phones been died. And we had been on that. So I was like, go charge our phones up. I had sent him to the car. So he went and he charged up our phones. And if you friends with me on Snapchat and you in my private story, it's the part in there that I'm just gonna leave out. But that did happen. So he charged up our phones. That's how, if you in my private story, that's how you know. I mean, that's how he ended up with my main phone. I got two phones. So we still talking too, because his phone dead, my phone charging. I think he was, I don't fucking know. But he couldn't find, I got 16 and 15, so he couldn't find the types. I mean, he couldn't find his charger. So he was talking to me off of my phone to my other phone until he found the charger. So until he found that charger, that's what was going on. So yeah. Ooh. So yeah. So I'm still in there waiting for him to come back. I'm not waiting for him to come back. Waiting for them to come back. They just taking forever, y'all. Anyways, long story short, they came back and she was like, well, congratulations, girl. When she said congratulations, they threw me all the way out. She said, you're pregnant. And I said, no, I'm not. ChatGPT. When I tell you, and she was like, yes, you are. And I was like, no, I'm not. This is a prank. Joke's over. And child, she told me I was pregnant. She was like that. She, like, it's not a joke, like, for real. And then they finna take me to get an ultrasound, see, because they can't really, I'm too early on to see an ultrasound, could see how far along I was. But yeah, I was on 3 weeks pregnant. But I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean? But yeah, I was pregnant. I mean, I am pregnant. Well, shit. Y'all know. But so then I know y'all probably gonna be overstimulated watching this doggone video. I'm sorry, I'm shy shit. But what else happened? So yeah, so she had told me, she was like, oh yeah, all that. So I'm crying, boo hoo, crying. I called my homegirl. She like, damn, you still at the hospital? I done took it out. You done woke me up. You still up. Alright, bro. Like, you with the games right now. I'm crying like I'm pregnant, bitch. She like, whoa. Hang up on you. Not in the mood no more. Like, I'm crying. You doing explain like, nah, fuck that. So then I had called my boyfriend crying. I told him to come back in, whatever. Okay, cool. He come back in. Okay, yeah. So he come back in, whatever. Oh yeah. But yeah, he come back in. I'm crying. He come there. He hugging me. You know, like, what's wrong? But he like, what's wrong? Yada yada yada. I'm like, bruh, we pregnant, shit. So then he thinking, okay, back to me crying. I wasn't crying to like disappointment or anything like that. I was crying to, you know, just overwhelmed. Like, that's a lot. Like, I mean, I'm happy I'm not dying. I can't believe I'm pregnant. Am I ready to have a baby? I'm excited I'm pregnant. But what the fuck? That's what type of cry I was crying. I wasn't crying because, oh no, I don't want this baby. So I think he thought my tears were like on some I don't want this baby tears. But no, my tears was just, it's a lot fucking going on right now, and I can't believe it. Now I'm finna get irritated because why they playing with my money? I might have to go back to the bank, and I didn't want to. But so yeah, girl. Hold on. But yeah, so yeah, he gonna come in there. He like, well, we could just get it. No, he was like, I'll just go get a plan B if you want me to. Is you cool? This how I know, like, bro, this how I know that birth control fucked us up, because what the fuck is you talking about plan B, nigga? This bitch told me I'm pregnant. You talking about a motherfucking plan B? We can't use no plan B right now. What is you talking about? Like, you know what? Not in the mood for you either. Like, go on, get out my face, bro, because you tripping. Talk about a motherfucking plan B. Is you cool? Like, y'all understand how, but like, I don't even think I was crying no more after that nigga said that. Like, I think I was done crying, because what the fuck was he talking about? This him, y'all. He probably gonna be mad I'm showing these pictures. They told me don't watch this video. I'm gonna tell them don't watch this video. It got too much information in it, so. Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. That was a good joke. Cause he really was. What my camera? What the fuck going on? But yeah, he really cried. I mean, well, I don't know if he, well, shit. But yeah, so he said all that, and he just sat on the floor. We just wait for the people to come back. Okay, cool. They come back. Y'all, they take me down this long ass walk of shame, child. They send me down to the ultrasound where the babies be at. And now when I tell you that hallway was so long and motherfucking dark, if you ever watch The Shining, the temperature, it's a temperature thing. That's why my thing doing that. But if you ever watch The Shining, you know what I'm talking about. G, like, who the hell, that hallway was dark and long, child. So yeah, they took me down that hallway. And then this where I had to, they did the ultrasound. I was too soon. I mean, I was too early on, so, you know, of course, they couldn't really detect anything but the sac or whatever. Then they had to do the they couldn't detect anything with, like, the belly ultrasound, so they had to do the transvaginal ultrasound. And then they ain't take no pictures or, like, show me anything or whatever, so all I got to see was, I mean, I ain't get to see nothing, but I know I was fucking uncomfortable with that transvaginal shit. But I mean, once you get pregnant, like, you go through that a lot. I was 5 months pregnant, I still had to go through the transvaginal. But what I'm trying to say is, I didn't get no confirmation that I was pregnant. So we went about some pregnancy tests, about hella pregnancy tests, and we just took. I only ended up taking 2, and I just so in disbelief, y'all. But yeah, I can't believe I was pregnant. So then, excuse me, just went on with life. A pregnant woman, child, and here I am today, still pregnant. I'm almost done though. I carried this pregnancy pretty well. I don't know if I can say that yet, because I ain't in the trenches. I've been in the trenches now. I've been in the trenches, but I ain't deep in the trenches yet, so I don't know. But I'm tired right now, I know that much. Let me see. But yeah, it took me a minute to tell people. A lot of people was mad because I ain't tell. A lot of people was mad. I didn't tell them I was pregnant, but it just took me a minute to tell people because I was so early on when I found out. But I'm also like a blabbermouth, so it was like hard to be quiet about it. But then it was like, I didn't want to tell people because, you know, like, you lose, but you were supposed to wait till you 3 months, and I had a minute before I was. Well, not necessarily, but in a sense, I had a minute because I found out when I was already a month, going into like 2 months or whatever. So it's like, I mean, well, I can't say I found out at like 1 month, but when I had got my doctor's appointment and stuff like that, I was at 2 months. So I really wouldn't tell people until like I saw the baby, because it's just, my first initial appointment, they did a scan and stuff like that, but I wanted to wait till I was able to see the baby, to be telling people, and people didn't just give me, they just didn't give me a chance. They went off assumption, TikTok reposts, story reposts, and stuff like that, and it was just aggravating, because it's like, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you, but it's like, let me tell you when I'm ready, especially when I experienced what I experienced, because I don't want to talk about it, not yet, because I'm not far along enough for me to not be at risk of what I want to talk about. So once I pass the high risk mark for what I want to talk about, I'll talk about it. But I'll talk about that situation. But I still end up going through something similar to whatever in the beginning of my pregnancy, and then people still didn't respect like my wishes of me just wanting to not be a big thing, I'm not ready for the congratulations shit. I'm not ready for telling people yet. I just wasn't ready, because I found out so early on, and then there's so much that can go on so early on, and then I just didn't get a chance to really like be able to see everything for what it was. But what I can say during